referee has given me the thumbs up. A little bit of hush, ladies and gentlemen. We set these athletes away. Timekeepers right. Competitors set, go. Here, third time round.
Here we are. This is the third heat. Looks like we've had a couple of upsets already. This is getting really exciting. Here's your young man here. Not quite sure who this is at this stage. Turi Edmonds, young man from Ratahi there up in the King Country. Look at him there working over that tail. He'd be pretty pleased. I think he was number 29 or number 30 to get in here, but he doesn't care. He's in here better than some of the others there. Look at this young lad. I think he's only a young senior shearer that's only just come up in the last season or two. Koro,
he's only a young guy, and I'm sure the whole of Ratahi, the 237 people that live in Ratahi, are tuned in tonight to watch this superstar, Turi Edmonds. Now, it's all about choice of gear. Has Turi chosen the right gear as he's flying down the last side? 48 seconds for Turi Edmonds and 49, and I don't know, but I think there might be somebody. There won't be anybody any quick. Oh, beast. It's kicked a little bit of a beast there. That actually allowed the shearer on stand number 2, Anthony Frew, the Timaru man there on stand number 2, Richard.
Yes, he's again is another young fellow that's come from nowhere, hasn't been here before, hasn't been up in the heats of the, or should we say the quarterfinals of the Shears here. But look at his time, he's sticking along pretty well, 1 minute and 22. So he's just looks reasonably relaxed there, just takes that top knot off, cleans in around the head there. Notice how they're holding the cheek there, the nose I should say. Can't afford to cut the ear off from the sheep because that makes it struggle and fight, and we all want to do that. But
and it won't be able to hear the dogs when you're trying to muster them.
But look at those board points, 0.3. So he's obviously doing well there, Koro.
He is doing well. This is a Timaru man, and Timaru is a big town. A lot of people there, a lot of good sheep as Antfru comes down, but Turi Edmonds is chasing him all along now. The last shoulder there, Turi Edmonds got a little bit of a kicker, and Antfru just got past him. He sneaked ahead of him, and Antfru, I think you're going to be Pipple sheep number 3, Antfru. Pull your finger out, you Timaru man. Well, Richard, this guy has come back at him as quick as.
Yeah, young Turi there is going pretty well, all right. But there's a sheep goes down on there, and it looks like sheep on stand number 3, one snuck down, and that's Murray Henderson, young man from Fielding, and the Manawatu there. He had a horrible shear in the quarterfinals. This sheep kicked and struggled and had a couple of big, horrible sheep that just performed, but he just composed himself and carried on and done a lovely job. And as you can see, those board points there, 3 sheep. He's only done 4-second cuts at 0.5. And the time there looking pretty good. It's just over 2.4, 2 minutes and 40 seconds with sheep 3. So he's just on over that minute as he sneaks in there around the neck. Looks like he's doing a lovely job. Look at that. It's just looking beautiful, isn't it?
This guy does no mistakes. He is a polisher. He polishes the sheep, and look at the job, the beautiful wide lens there going over there. We're right up real close. We can singe the eyebrows of the sheep, and the view that you have in your lounge at home is just absolutely fantastic. You actually got a hell of a good view, but there's certainly nothing like sitting in the stadium here at the Golden Shears in the War Memorial Hall to watch it, the action unfold here. But the cameraman, the quality of the noise productions is great. The sheep goes out. Murray Henderson comes. I think this one might have slowed down a little bit, Richard.
Yes, it has. 3.5 minutes for the third sheep. But this lad here, Stacey Tuhua, he actually...
The beast.
The beast. This man here has the world record on merino ewes set in Australia. Over 500 merino ewes in an 8-hour day. He had the world ewe record with his mate Sam Welsh at something phenomenal. It was just taken off him a month or so ago. But he's just, look how relaxed and composed he is. But this guy just flies. Unbelievable how quick
Look, I'd like to throw this at him at the moment. I actually think he's got a little bit more in the gas tank. I think he's just a little bit too cool, too calm. He's like a fridge. You'll freeze.
Too composed.
Too composed. Look, he puts his handpiece down nicely. He doesn't run in the pen like a Gavin Much does. He just strolls in there. I suppose that's his demeanour, that's his nature, and it works for him. But once you start getting in the ladder, getting up, you need that extra edge.
You're right, but loose as a goose and relaxed. The sheep's relaxed. That's probably how it does it. This young fella here, Jason Wingfield, the Aussie, I really like the way he shore in the heats. He got through here. He was the top qualifier of the Aussies. He pops that one out there, goes in for sheep number 5. He's a wee bit behind his mate. 4 minutes 42. That's a minute 10 a sheep. That's not bad time in the open, but it's slow enough. These sheep from bag shots are certainly troubling them. But for this young lad, for an Aussie on the crossbreeds, he's going very, very, very well. I'm most impressed. And look at those board points. Aren't they amazing?
Well, it's good practice. We don't often see a foreign shearer making the cut amongst these guys here. But this man here, the Australian boy, onto the first shoulder, long blow time coming up. But I think he could be a little bit behind this man on stand number 4. The Te Huia boy could be a little bit further ahead. There he is, Te Huia. I think he's chosen the right equipment tonight, and he's just defleecing those sheep just great. Well, we're going to go down to stand number 6, and here he is, the local legend, David Buick. Could he be the first Wairarapa shearer to take out the Golden Shears, Richard?
Well, he's been hoping, he's been trying for a number of years. Look at that board points. There's nothing wrong with his board points and penalty points there. He certainly is a good shearer, and he's certainly been trying. He missed out on a couple of shows up north there a week or two ago. Never been that successful away from the Wairarapa, but he certainly is very successful around here, and he carries a lot of hometown popular support, does this lad. And that board points there is going well. 6 sheep out, 6 minutes. So he's right there on the time.
He's blazing along.
Yeah, he's going pretty good.
Along, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you've tuned into the Golden Shears for 2017, this is Wairarapa's hope for the Golden Shears title, the $3,000, the red or the purple ribbon. Is it going to be this man on stand number 6 as we take a wide-angle view? We've got Turi
Buick's
Edmonds.
ahead of Te Huia.
Oh, look
Buick's
at that.
ahead of Te Huia.
Stacey Te Huia. Who's ahead of Te Huia? Buick is. Oh, look at that man on. Stacey Te Huia is just stepping up the neck, and David Buick's onto the first shoulder. The big Maori boy on stand number 4 is chasing the man down on stand number 6. There he is, the long blow time for David Buick turns to the last side. Still another sheep in the pen. Long blow time for this man, Stacey Te Huia. Put the hammer down, throttle it down now. Down the last side comes this guy. He's coming back down now. Oh, somebody's got a kick at the Australian boy. Struck one that said, you've got the wrong deodorant on, Jason Wingfield.
Yes, but look at that with Te Huia coming back to Buick. You watch Buick's hand, and he's going flat out. Te Huia just looks calm and composed, and he's just putting those big, long, strong blows in. He's such a powerful man, this guy.
He's got an absolute flyer. It's a screamer, and it's his sheep number 8 is this guy, Stacey Te Huia. He's looking good. Into the undermine he goes. Up
Buick's
the neck
still
he
ahead
goes.
of him. Buick on 6 is still ahead of him, the man down the end there. But look at the way Buick's going. He's going beautifully. Look at that. And look at that board points. He's going fantastically well. I think we can almost pencil Buick's name in for the final, because he's good. For the semis, I should say.
Top qualifier at this stage, looking very good. 29 total points there. Down the last side is the Wairarapa man, David Buick. Down the last side is the man from Australia. He says he is, but I think he's a good old Taupo boy, Tu Wharetoa. Down the last side is Stacey Te Huia. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. I think he could be sitting on the edge a little bit, Richard.
Yeah, just taking your time. They popped them out there. Our young man right down this end, Turi Edmonds, has got a kicker. Murray Henderson there on sheep number 7. They've still got one in the point. Obviously, those two boys really took off. Look at that. He goes in. Henderson and Frew both go in for another one. This young lad down here, Turi Edmonds on 1, is on sheep number 8. But we've got 2 boys that have already finished.
They did their sheep in a minute.
Under a minute.
Averaged a minute. The long blow time coming up for Jason Wingfield. Well, he's third in command at the moment. That's a good effort from the Australian. Murray Henderson has actually had a struggle right from the very start of the day. In the heats there earlier on today, he had sheep that just
didn't work for him. Yeah, they didn't work for him, but look at his board points. Look at it. The only thing that counting against him is father time, because they've kicked and struggled. They've knocked him around a wee bit, but he's doing a beautiful job on the board, doing a beautiful job with the judges out the back. Yeah, that's a great shot there. Look at young Turi Edmonds, the man on the far left-hand side there. That's the young lad from Radahi.
Stand 1.
Stand 1, as they say. But look at him come down there. That's obviously Henderson there. Edmonds there just kicks that sheep out. Just giving it a little bit of encouragement. They've got a slide there for them to go out, so they big dark hole. They're not that keen to jump in there, nor is any human to be. And there goes Henderson and young Frew, the young lad from Timaru. He'll put that down to experience. He's shown very well. Look at Frew's board points, 2 and 4, 4.6. He's well in the hunt. not quite as good as Buick.
Well, the David Buick man, the boy from Wairarapa, is he the guy that's going to take it out for them? Well, let's hope, fingers crossed, and I'm sure his folks who are here will be watching. I see the whole family has come along, and they should be here too, because this is home, this is Wairarapa.
Well, I believe his father is one of the judges, or is he
A referee?
He's a referee. Yeah, he's involved in organising the show here. So yeah, you would see the whole family. Dare say this mum, his wife, kiddies, everything will be here. So if he's got a few of those running around, I don't know. So don't know the man too well, but that's what happens. But yeah.
Well, Stacey Tahuya was a surprise with the speed, but I still think he had a little bit more in the gas tank.
Yeah. But is one of the problems with a lot of these guys that are very, very good in the shed like Stacey. They struggle because in the shed you're shearing to a pattern, and as long as you're shearing within a certain quality, that's what it's about, and speed's all the thing. And they struggle when they come to you don't often get shearers that shear records to come into the shows and win the shows. David Fagan is perhaps one of the very, very few. So David Fagan, one of the few. Look at the points there. Henderson, very good. Buick, very good. But perhaps the rest are going to struggle. I don't know what's the point to cut-off point. Perhaps it's going to be about 34 points, or is it 35? I don't know.
It's you've got to have pace as we get through. You know, the next round is the semi-finals. You've got to have pace, and this is where the pressure comes on, and keeping that together. Murray Henderson, he's come out of that heat quite well.
Yeah.
He had a few bumpers and kickers and everything, but he came out of that very well. And
he won't be too unhappy.
He's a true patriot, that man. He's a true patriot.
Young man or two, boys. Yeah.
Well, he's not young. He certainly doesn't look young, but he's been in the final before, and he's going to do quite well if he can just settle down. He's just got a little bit of a niggle about him. There's no sign of any rain, is there? Because that's what makes
I don't know.
kick around a little bit.
I haven't had a chance to look out the window. Sadly, these shearing shows are inside. You don't get to look out the window. You're stuck inside doing this. So yeah, it's a little bit difficult. Here we got some young lady.
Oh, look, the Golden Shears, that's fine if they want to wave out and say hi to the folks out there in the World Wide Web, because they're tuning in from everywhere. And France is
they've probably got family. They've probably got family at home looking through the windows.
Yeah, and that's what we're texting. And we're doing something a little different here at the Golden Shears, and we're going to go back down to the stadium because I believe the boys are just about ready to bring them on. Not quite ready. Okay, well, we'll keep talking. We're doing something different here. We've got an item going on. We're commentating, Richard Dampney and I. Richard is from North Auckland. I'm from just up the road there in Dannyburg, but I'm Te Arawa by birth. And there's a good view of the crowd. Tonight is corporate night. There's some tables out there, and there's a lot of dignitaries. We've got the French ambassador, and she's here
all
to
our
support
major sponsors.
And all our major sponsors. And I see Farmlands there, MKM. We've got Carfield's Primary Wool. We've got Mr. Hamish Delatua there. He's one of the directors there, and they're all there. The Still Shop. I saw a mate of mine that we both milk cows, don't we?
We both milk
cows.
We
both milk
Sadly,
cows. I go shearing in the morning.
We're Fonterra boys. I need to go shearing because looking at there and my big fat tummy over this table, perhaps I need to do a bit more shearing myself. So.
Well, Fonterra should become a sponsor here as well. But there's a beautiful view of the stadium, and MKM is a supplier. Manawatu Knitting Mills, a sponsor, and they sponsor also the New Zealand Shears, and they giving out product here. There's a lot of good stuff. But the Open champion tomorrow night is crowned with $3,000. They get the John Henson Memorial Trophy for best quality points in the final, and each finalist will receive an MKM jersey. There is the Open Challenge Trophy donated by Chris and June Fagan, and Lister, who are our machinery suppliers. There's a handpiece. Let's go back down to the stadium.
Good? We are good, Wally. We've got the nod. Thank you. A fast game is a good one. People like an action-packed day. In that case, stop talking. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to put your hands together. From Tai Happy, Axel Reid is in the building, folks. Give it up for him.
On stand number 2, from Waipawa, Cam Ferguson, ladies and gentlemen.
Stand 3, he's been busy at the Golden Shears on the press, but right now the smiling assassin. Give it up for Jimmy Samuels.
On stand number 4, a local boy, Ricky Hunter Chase.
Local boys.
Mind my language, but give it up this good bugger, Shannon Warnes from Australia.
And from Winton in the Deep South, ladies and gentlemen, Troy Piper.
The Pied Piper.
Good to see another southern man up there, John. Does he drink Spates, but? Oh, you drink whatever you put in front of him, I'm sure of it. Probably not a lot at the moment when he's training for the Golden Shears, though, to be fair. These boys
Do they
take this sort of thing fairly serious. But it'll just keep the North Island boys honest, having a southern man in there.
Well, he's been to the final before. 2 or 3 years back, he came up here and stole the show almost.
He just about did. And there's another one up there that's been in the final before too. Cam Ferguson from Wairarapa on stand number 2. Axel Reid, he's been in the top 30, I'm sure. On stand number 1, Jimmy Samuels, Ricky Hunter Chase, 2 very, very good up-and-coming shearers. Ricky Hunter Chase has made his few final just lately, John, with the big boys. And, of course, Shannon Warnes, the fantastic Australian shearer on stand number 5. One of the best ever. Multiple world champion, this fella, on stand 5.
Yeah, there's not much he hasn't completed in his life. He looks as fit as a buck rat too, by golly. And we have the green light. Can we have the shearers on the board, please? Beautiful sheep. Supplied by Bagshot. 8 of them to shear once again.
Still born in Wairarapa.
Masterton, you've got a youngster there, and Ricky Chase to give a little hoot and holler. The thumbs are up. The green light's on. Okay. Timekeeper's right. Competitors, set, go. And they're into the pen. Axel Reid says, let me at these young mothers. Cam Ferguson said, I haven't been doing.
Well, back in the stadium, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there in the World Wide Web, Wairarapa TV, we're into heat number 4 of the Golden Shears Top 30 Shootout. Here we have the heat number 4, and on stand number 1 from the little gumboot town of Taihape is Axel Reid. He's onto the first shoulder. The time is 27 seconds, and Axel is I've never seen Axel go so fast, Richard.
Yeah, no, he's a rather unusual character. A lot of the guys, he actually talks to the sheep as he's shearing. I don't know what it is or that, but yeah, he's an unusual character, one of the bearded boys, but he's doing a great job there. Looks like he's put a bit of a mark on the shoulder of that one, though. He won't be liking that. Here we are, he's only 49 seconds down that last side. He looks like he's going to go out. Yes, he's really picked his pace up as Axel. But then again, he hasn't been in here that long. He hasn't been an open shearer for more than about 4 or 5 years. This lad here has.
Axel Reid was the fastest. He went in 59 seconds. Richard, he's the man that's putting the blazing torch on. The blow torch has been put on him. Cam Ferguson's into the first undermine. 1, 2 big shots, and Cam done the miles. He had a broken leg a little while ago, and I'm not sure if he's up to this. He may not be fit because there's going to be a lot of asked of these guys, isn't there?
That's right, that's right. But he's sure very, very well in the heats. And he's actually a former champion here too, I believe.
He's been a world champion as well.
World champion as well, and a young man. But also, as you say, he's had a broken leg, and I think he's got a family there with a few kiddies, and he's got a block of land as well. Focus has come off the shearing a little bit, perhaps a bit like Dion King just brought a new farm. But you can see these boys here. But Cam's doing a lovely job as he comes over that last side. Look at the points. They haven't taken any points.
He's not making any mistakes,
making no
folks.
mistakes. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely amazing. Look at that.
Look at that sheep now. We're only at 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and in goes Cam. Look at the shot of that sheep going out there. He's put a lot of pressure. This is how quickly Cam is going. Jimmy's no slug. Jimmy's pretty good. We've got Jason and Deacon watching at home, and they're really loving it. We've got the Texas coming through. Here he goes. Jimmy Samuels into the first Undermine. Long blow time coming up for this guy. He won't be too far away. Is Jimmy Samuels going to bring it on now? He's going to chase that man. Cam Ferguson's up the neck, and so is Jimmy Samuels up the neck, Richard.
Yeah, this young Jimmy Samuels, the pocket rocket as they call him, he was there in the pressing earlier on today there in the doubles final with his mate. Oh, goodness, I've forgotten his name, but they were up against the Goodyear boys there. But
Ricky Stevens.
Ricky Stevens, him and Ricky were into it. But Jimmy here, he's a great little shearer. Look at his board points. He made the top 30 last year, and he was absolutely wrapped. But this year, he says, I want to go one better than that. He wants to make the semi. Young Jimmy, he's just wrapped. Look at him go, and he's a great little shearer, this lad. A great competitor. Got that headband on there. They're coming back like they did in the 70s. I don't know if they're going to catch on. I certainly don't think you and I will need
No,
them.
you will be, but certainly I will need one. But into the belly goes Ricky Hunter Chase, the man from, well, they've got him down as Masterton, but I believe this boy is actually a tie-happy lad. Into the undermine is Ricky Hunter Chase and sheep number 4 on the board. 3 minutes and 33 seconds. This guy throughout the lead-up shows, he's been featuring very well. Speed is there. Quality is there for this guy. Look at those big cowrie arms as he drops onto the first shoulder. It's going to take a little bit of pressure because that sheep's become unsettled, Richard.
You're right. He's leaning into it quite hard. You look at that right-hand knee there. He's pressing down quite hard on that sheep. This is how they control the sheep, with their legs and their feet. It's the ballet. It's the dancing, the moving of your feet. The hand-eye coordination that holds it. They can sense when the shearer can sense, like the sheep, when they need to move or what they're doing. But look at this lad here, Ricky Chase. Gee, those board points are great. Look at those board points. Look at that fantastic job he's doing there. Nothing missed. A little bit of a pluck there. Look how smooth and clean that sheep is there. There's no lines or ridges on that. Pops the head out there because it's struggling a little bit. That time, 4.5 minutes for 4. He's a little bit perhaps down on the time. I don't know how he's compared to the others.
We'll
see on the wide shot.
That sheep was wired up to kick, Richard. That was actually wired up.
Gave him a bit of chase.
Give Ricky Hunter Chase a little bit of grief as he goes into the belly on sheep number 5. The man from the Tie Happy. Down the last side is the Australian boy. Australian's most famous shearer since Jackie Howe. Shannon Warners from Australia. And if we've got any Australian viewers, welcome along to the Golden Shears here on Friday night, variety night, as the Australian boy goes into the belly. He turns to the undermine. Long blow time there on stand number 6. But look at this man. His hands are so big that the handpiece looks like a pencil. Up the neck goes this guy. Tantalizing, sizzling stuff there. Into the first shoulder is Shannon Warners. He's working away. He's been a world's champion as well. Won in his good old hometown, Australia. And they tell me Australia are looking at doing a world champs. But can Shannon foot it with the speed stakes, Richard?
Yeah, I don't know, but he's an absolute beast. Gosh, he's a great man on those wrinklies. But yeah, as you say, just an absolute mountain of a man. And the record speaks for itself. He's just an absolute pleasure to watch when he's shearing those sheep. And yeah, his board points are looking pretty good there. Okay, he gets quality properly, not so good on these crossbreds, but he's had a fair bit of experience. He just comes over here, and tomorrow night we'll find out how he goes in that Trans-Tasman test. But at the moment, he's doing the job on these sheep here. And who have we got in here? That's that young man, Troy Piper, the Pied Piper from Winton. The young lad down the bottom. I'm surprised he's probably a little bit far out of the action. This young lad here likes to get out there in front and lead from the front. Young Piper, he's a good little shearer. He's been around a number of years. He's been in a few finals. He's a popular little lad with Stratford down there in the deep south. As he comes around there, those board and pen points not probably quite as good as we see from Piper as times, Koro.
Right, well, going back to 2016, Piper sure his heart out. You know what, I don't think he's recovered from last year. He's sure in the test, he's sure in all those big finals, and he hasn't quite been the same since, but he knows now he's got to lift himself as he goes in for sheep number 7. The time is 6 minutes and 47 seconds. I think they're about 20 odd seconds off the pace now. We're going back to stand number 2, and this is the young guy, Cam Ferguson of Waipawa, onto the first shoulder. The long blow time, he's on sheep number 7, and I think Cam and Jimmy, those two shearers we can see in the top of the screen, are having a good old ding-dong. Down the last side he goes. Cam is just monstering that sheep out now. Jimmy Samuels turns to the last side as well. Look at that, Jimmy Samuels. The board is not too bad. He's sitting on 30. If he can stay around that 30, 31 total points. He's going to be looking for Cam Ferguson there on the bottom of your screen. And he goes for sheep number 8. Has he run out of energy, Richard?
I don't think so. There's only 2 there. He's pretty used to shearing day in, day out, these boys, so just another couple of sheep in the pen's nothing for them. He might run out of gas with 20 if the heat really comes on, but he's not worried. Look at our man Axel Reed there. He pulls that sheep round there, goes on to the last side. He's got one more sheep in the pen, but his board point's looking pretty good. As you can see, he's a really big, strong boy as well. But Axel, yeah, normally shears and braces. And yeah, rather
he's got them
unique
on.
character. He's got his braces on. Crikey, he has too. He's got black ones.
There
Normally
is
has big red.
braces.
Yeah, they're red. He normally has the red ones on. He's a character as Axel, but he's doing a great job there. Board points looking great. Time looking good. 8 minutes, 8:15. That's not as quick as we have been.
No, I think he's off
It's
the
a bit
pace.
slow,
I think he's
yeah.
off the gas now, because coming down on last side on stand number 2 is Cam Ferguson. Cam Ferguson's
Yeah,
just
look at
about
that.
getting ready to switch off. Look at that, 33. He's done a good job.
8.5 minutes.
Look, the
Yeah.
Australian boy's still got another sheep in his pen. In goes
Yeah.
Shannon Warness. Down the last side is Troy Piper, but the time
Jimmy
is with
Samuels.
Cam Ferguson,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Jimmy Samuels there, a couple of blows off the young man from Martin. He'll be pretty pleased with that. I don't know if it's going to be good enough to get him in, though. He'll be disappointed. But
He's on
yeah,
the edge.
He's on the edge. Look at the arms on that big boy there, Ricky Chase, the man from Masterton, the local lad here. And it's that man Piper, the Pied Piper. He's chucked that one out. I don't know how he's gone. We can't see his points. Shannon Warness, the big beast from Australia.
Long blow time for Shannon Warness, but here's some more stats
Yeah,
coming
look
up
at that
the
there.
moment.
Crikey.
Troy Piper sitting a bit high. Oh, Cam Ferguson, he's probably the best one here. He's the
Closest
best one
of
here.
them all there.
Yep.
The time was a bit slow. They were probably a full minute slower than some of those other heats. You take 3 minutes, you take 3 points off that for time, and all of a sudden you're back down in that 32, 33 where they needed to be. Perhaps was one of the slower heats. And to be honest, apart from Cam, there weren't too many speedsters in there.
For Cam Ferguson, 35. I think Roland was 34, but he's certainly come out on the top in this heat. It's
Was
going to be
Rolly
interesting.
34, was it?
Roland was sitting on 34.
Okay.
Tony Costa was 34, and I'm not too sure. I think Murray Henderson might have been 34 as well. But we're sitting up here in the studio out there, folks out there in the World Wide Web and Wairarapa TV, and we're doing something a little different for the 2017 Golden Shears. We're just calling it as it is. We'll go back to the boys down on the stage.
Well, we had a lot of great names that didn't make the top 30 as well, didn't we?
Very true, very true.
But here, I reckon Cam Ferguson, the way he's sure, he just blazed the trail. These other guys, I think they fell off a little bit. These sheep are actually kicking them a little wee bit, you know, making it hard for these guys. But that's what we want to see. We want these guys to work.
Yep, you did right. It's the Golden Shears. There's no give-me's at the Golden Shears. We're not going to give away the prestige and honour of having one of these ribbons on your wall. You've got to work at the baby. Willie, we've got the nod again. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, a terrific shearer. From Te Kuiti, give it up for Mark Granger, folks.
On stand number 2, ladies and gentlemen, from Ikitahuna, Dion King.
From Taramanui, give it up for Floyd Nels here.
From Southland, the man with the big right arm, Darren Ford, ladies and gentlemen.
And another fantastic shearer from Te Kuiti, give it up for Jack Fagan is here, folks.
And on stand number 6, one of Masterton's favourite, Wairarapa Abraham, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know whether these Masterton people have had too much lunatic soup. They got a bit carried away when they mentioned Wairarapa Abrahams. I wonder if
They should.
I wonder if they do it again.
Hometown
Wairarapa
hero, that
Abrahams.
man. Couldn't hear them that time,
No,
John.
they run out of lunatic soup. Great to see these last heat up here. We talked about grand shearers going. There's nothing wrong with these grand shearers, 6 of them.
There's a couple of very, very experienced guys in there, and Dion King and Darren Ford, John, and of course...
Then we've got the youngsters.
Yeah, all these youngsters, all these guys are going to push them to the limit, I'm sure. Mark Granger, Floyd Neal, Jack Fagan and Pirata Abraham, all very, very talented athletes, these guys. They're the up-and-coming legends, and of course the two existing legends, Dion King and Darren Ford, up there.
Well, Darren has never quite taken this one away. Maybe he's, planning a big assault this year. As time goes by, he needs to make a run sometime. Dion King, of course, has won him before. Mark Granger's been in the final.
Darren's shearing as well, as I've seen him shearing a long time, John, which is great to see.
Floyd Neal, I think he's going to go hammers and tongs in the middle of the field. As we just check the sheep over now. And we could have the shearers on the board. No, I'm good. Would you like a juice? Got the green light. All clear from the referee. Shearers on the board. We'll set this last heat of the quarterfinals alive. Timekeeper's right. Competitors, set, go. Here we go this time around.
All right, Richard, we're into the fifth and final heat, the top 30 shootout for the Golden Shears for the year 2017. And boy, it has been hard. There's been a few upsets and we've really witnessed it, but we're into the last heat, and on the screen right there now, and 16, 17 seconds has ticked by, and we've got Mark Granger. Mark Granger's dad was Paul Granger, and a previous Golden Shears winner, and it's a little bit hard to live up to the old man, but he's going as well. He's his own man, and onto the first shoulder is Mark Granger. Long blow time coming up for Mark Granger, Richard.
Yeah, Mark, I really like this young man. He's a great shearer, pretty quiet and shy young lad. Yeah, lived in the shadow of his father a wee bit, but yeah, I think I better not let Mark hear me say this, but Paul hear this, but I believe Mark's probably a better all-round shearer than than his father. And yeah, he does a great job. Look at the time. There's no penalty points. There's nothing. He's a great, fantastic little shearer. And the last few shows in the last 2 or 3 weeks there, he's been he's been third behind Rolly Smith and Johnny Kirkpatrick. He's right there. Maybe this is his year to break through. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But who's this man on stand?
Right, we've got the Tigawiti man now. We'll go across to Dion King from Ekatahuna, the new farmer, as he's been a Golden Shears finalist. He's been a Golden Shears winner. He's been a record holder, 866 strong or lambs in 9 hours. He's got his finger on the pulse, this man. And I'll tell you what, Richard, he's looking sharp.
He is. He's looking very, very, very fit, and he's very relaxed. He's shearing nicely, not mucking around, just doing a great job. There's a great shot there behind him of Floyd Neal, the young man from Taumarunui as well. But look at Dion King. Holy smoke, he's only just done one nick there, and this is sheep number 2 in 1 minute and 50 seconds. He's doing a lovely job there. Granger here on this left-hand side on stand 1, just a point or 2 away. But Dion King comes down that last side. Just 2 minutes gone there now. He's looking very relaxed. It'll be interesting to see whether his mate down the far end, Pirata Abrams, going like a crazy boy. We'll see what happens as we get down the board.
Look at the shot of the sheep just popping through the porthole. We got cameras everywhere. We've got Big Brother working here at the Golden Shears, and into the belly goes Floyd Neal from Taumarunui into the undermine. He works away. He's got the big strong arms, this boy, and he works away, and I think he's actually leading. No, Dion King's popped up the neck before him, but up the neck goes this man, Taumarunui. His dad would be so happy to see him up here at the moment, and I'm sure he's tuned in. Around onto the first shoulder is Floyd Neal. Long blow time, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. They're right with the times.
No good.
Richard.
And he's there with Darren. Look at those 3 boys. There's 4 of them all doing the long blows together. That long shot's great. Look at that. All 4 of them. Maybe Dion King just a couple of blows ahead. Floyd Neal, the young man, he's only been up in the open for a couple of seasons, but boy, he's a great man. Look at that. The man down the end, though, is that Pirata Abraham. Maybe he's the little flyer. He's the guy that's been setting the speed of light. There you go, Darren Ford, another man from the deep south on stand number 4. Look at those board points. Look at those penalty points. He's a former world record holder. I'm not sure if he still holds one or not. But Darren Ford there, great. Look at that board points, 0.6. Floyd Neal there just in the foreground, just putting the finishing touches on. He's lost a little bit of ground. Jack Fagan is in there behind Ford as well. But look at Darren Ford there, 2 blows, 2 big ones over the undermine, taking the top knot off. Look at that, Coral.
Well, this guy had 720 as a 9-hour strong wool adult use, and this guy had the record for about 19 years, and there he is, he's turning onto the first shoulder. A Winton man, a workhorse, a journeyman as he starts the long blow. A long blow time for Darren Ford as he's getting ready to turn to the last side. Stand number 3, Dion King turns to the last side, but Darren Ford's right there. Turning to the last side is Darren Ford. Down we go to stand number 5, and we've got young Jack Fagan, the speed merchant. Down the last side is Jack Fagan, and as he's turning away, he's just giving it. He's throwing the kitchen sink at it, Richard.
Yeah, you're right there, young Jack. He's, now that his dad, David's retired, he's sort of come out of the limelight a bit. He's been shearing pretty well. He won the speed shearing champion down at the World Champs. He won it at Gore a couple of days later, and he really got into the final down there and really give it to Rowley and them, and they were a little bit surprised. He gets the sheep, sometimes gets a little bit upset with the sheep and doesn't quite have the composure, but yeah, when he gets settled, and he looks very settled today. But that man behind him there, Pirata over him at the end of your thing, look at him going. But Jack Fagan, we're talking about him up the neck there at the moment. He's still 0.9 on the board. That's pretty good quality points, 3 on the board. What have we done? 5 sheep, and it's 5, just gone 5 minutes, so he's looking pretty good. Pirata Abram, he's the man just sneaking in there for sheep number 6. 6 minutes just coming up, 5 minutes and 14, and it's 5th sheep on the board. Crikey, this little fella can go. He actually set them alight here last year.
Yeah, he did. He raised the roof of the building here last year, and Pi is his name. Pirata Abraham, born in Dannyvick, but domiciled in here, married and lovely one young girl down here, and he's called the Wairarapa Masterton in his home. And look at the beautiful close-up view as he just works his way around the tutting of the sheep, around the karu, the eye and the ear as he works onto the waiwai, the first leg, and then the long blow time comes for Pirata. Look at that beautiful long blow shot there. He gets ready to turn to the last side. The last side's coming up, and we've got a bird's eye view. We're right up there, and he monstered that first one out, and he's just gotten faster. Down the last side is Pirata. Is he going to run out of gas, Richard?
I hope not. He'll certainly be hoping he isn't too, but look at those board points. They're looking pretty good. And as you say, he's just clicked over 6 minutes, 6 minutes and 20, and he'll be in for sheep number 7. That's pretty good where the time goes. We haven't seen much from the other end of the board. Jack Fagan's just there behind him, looking very comfortable. So's Darren Ford. Floyd Neal just going on to the long blows. Dion King, they're all just a blow or 2 behind him. Ford's there. Look at this. Granger there. He's a little bit behind at this stage. Not that far for Granger. But Pirata Abram up the neck as he goes on that last thing, right down that last side. Look at his board points. Pirata Abram, the young lad, as they say, a Masterton lad.
Yes.
He's just dropping into those long bows. Crikey, there's not much left of this heat for him.
He's a Wairarapa boy, and we're looking. David Buick was a little earlier on. Pirata comes. He's lighting up the stadium this evening here in the top 30. Look at him. He's just throwing everything at it. Last side coming up for sheep number 7. Come on, Pi, as everybody was saying, the stadium's going ballistic as he turns to the left. Settle down, baby. Down the last side he goes, and the time is only 7 minutes and 19 seconds. They're right on the money when it comes to the time. Into the pen. Dion King just sneaking up behind him. But look at the points. They're right up there with the quality.
Absolutely. This could be a great hit. You could get 4 or 5. Might even get the whole 6 out of this lot qualifying. Look at that Dion King in for sheep number 8. Crikey, last one on the board. So it'll be about 8.5 minutes. You would expect this to be a flyer. Dion King here. This man shearing 806. So he shears them in about 40 seconds. I don't know if he'll do this one in 40. Look at those board points. This is the last sheep, and he's still on 0.9. What a great undermine there. Top knot off. Look at Granger in the foreground there.
Puffing away too.
Yeah, he's working pretty hard, but now he's got sheep number 8 on the board. So they've all got sheep number 8 on the board. And it's just on 8 minutes. So look at Dion King.
Well, he's
look at Pirata Abraham. Here we go. He's obviously the man in front is Pirata Abraham. Board points just sneaking up a little bit. That pin still very, very good. Just cleans off there. Not much more to go. 8.5 minutes.
Well, he can't get too high because look at that Dion King. The quality's right there with Dion King, and I think Dion King is actually. Oh, Dion's got a struggler. He's just got
about
hit there.
got him. Oh,
just
no.
about got him. But look at the time: 8 minutes and 35 seconds, and Wairarapa switches off.
Look how
Dion
fast Granger
King
was
switches
coming.
off.
Oh.
He just pops there and it's just go down the portal. Beauty.
Look
Down
at
the
Granger
luck.
coming down. Oh, he's
pouring
flying.
it on. He's pouring it on. He's really giving everything at it. Now, sit
Don't
still.
struggle, don't struggle, you mate.
He's got it.
He's got it there. Good lad.
He's sitting precariously.
Yeah,
sitting
right on the
precariously.
balance. It'll be interesting to see young Floyd Neal there on stand 3. Just an inch or two behind the others. We'll see. 30.4 for Dion King. Crikey, look at this. Look at those. They're great points there. Ooh, it's going to be tight. Darren Ford's looking pretty good there too. We didn't say much about Darren Ford.
He's
Mark Granger will be close. He's a little bit high there. Hard to say. Darren Ford, Dion King, but we take 12. 12 into the semi-final for tomorrow.
well. We'll have some stats come up in a little while, but I would think that Dion King would be the most comfortable. Whoa. Look, he's sitting on 31. He may end up with 32, but that's a really fantastic effort tonight from Dion King. The board is, look, he only had 7 strokes on the board. His pen was absolutely fine. So there we are. I think Floyd Neal might be just a little bit outside. Granger would be sitting a little bit.
I feel sorry. Yeah, Fagan, quite. Well, Wairarapa, Abraham down here. You've got all of them. If I was Mark Granger, I'd be a little bit nervous just at this stage.
Darren Ford, King, Ford, and Abraham. That's how we call that 5th heat in the top 30.
Possibly Granger, depending what's happening there, what's happened in the other heats and that. But yes, it's going to be about that 35, 36 points, I would think, to get in there.
Well, King would be the top qualified, and I think he's gone better than
very much
Gavin Much.
Yeah, Gavin Much sure really well, but it'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what were Much's points. Can we possibly look back and see where Much
33.
was? 33. Okay,
Yeah, so King
Dion King's right up
good
there.
2 points ahead of him.
Crikey, that'll put the wind up a few of those other boys, because he shore pretty well a couple of years ago too, though, didn't he?
Oh yeah. And King's been off the boil a little bit lately, and he hasn't gone as well as he would have liked. But just looking at it, I would think King would be the guy that comes out on top, the top 12 for the semi-finals tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be an action-packed day tomorrow, Richard.
Very much, I would say. There's a fair bit to go through. That's finals day, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Yes, very much so.
I think the sheep were unsettled tonight. I think they gave those shearers a lot of grief, and it was the skill of the shearer that actually settled the animal down and got through it. And King looked like he had good control.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Johnny Kirkpatrick. It's always hard in that first heat to see how you go. Don't know how your handpiece is going to go, what's going on. The other shearers have the advantage of looking and seeing what happens. Maybe a chance shivers, I'll just go and change a handpiece. It doesn't look like it's going to comb. You know what's going to happen. So, I do feel, I dare say, John Kirkpatrick will be very, very disappointed with what's happened tonight for him.
Well, folks out there in the viewing audience, there is we have referees, and sometimes some things can happen, and an animal can have an accident, and it's up to the referee to speak with the competitor concerned, whether the competitor would like to take it, because Johnny Kirkpatrick never ever had that sort of hiccup before.
No.
Not in his career
It's
of
very unusual,
20 years of open class shearing. The man is so experienced, recently crowned the world's best shearer, and to have a hiccup like he did like that, from where we are.
Something must have gone wrong.
We don't know. Roland Smith's not sitting as well as he could be.
Yeah, but then again, that's not such a bad thing. You struggle into the final, and it makes you, when you get into that final, it helps to kick the adrenaline in, and really makes you work a little bit harder. You know that it's not a shoo-in. If he was 7 or 8 points ahead, he might relax a little bit. Someone will catch him by surprise. You've got to battle your way in there. It's easy. Who knows? Could
it be Gavin Much's year?
Could be all of them.
Could be Gavin Much's
We've
year.
got to wait and see who's there. Could it be Dion King's year? How do we know? Dion's sure very, very well.
Well, look, it's only getting more interesting. It is only permeating away, and it's really getting interesting, the Golden Shears. And I think if you live in Masterton or close to Masterton, you've got to come down here tomorrow afternoon. Come here tomorrow night and witness what's happening here, because there's some real ups and downs and topsy-turvy stuff going on here at the moment.
Maybe we should go out there and steal that computer, Koro, so that we can see what the points are.
The points.
This is getting a bit intense sitting here, just thinking about it. I'd really like to see who those top 12 are, to be honest.
Look, the points will come up. Hey, well, we're going to go on to the next event. I'm sure the points will come out. Somebody's just holding on to them. But we're going on to the Trans-Tasman, and this is the Woolhandling Trans-Tasman, and Carfield's Primary Wools are the major sponsor here, and the Carr family from down the South Island have gone and taken over Elders Primary Wool, and it's now called Carfield's Primary Wool, and what a fantastic sponsor they are. They sponsored the world's shearing and wool handling in the South Island. They've really put their dough where their mouth is.
Their money where their mouth is.
Money where their mouth is.
They're a great family, actually. Koro, I actually know them personally. My son John and Jimmy, one of the Carr family, have played rugby together for their southern club. They've virtually played 200 games each for the club. They've also played over 100 games each for Mid-Canterbury, and I've known Greg. We sort of run into them on the sidelines cheering on their boys and things like that. They're a great family, and they're a family that have built their empire out of the rural area, and they've got behind this and taken over wool and expanded things, and they're a great. It's a great New Zealand business, and it's really good to see them here, and they're great people who support the rural area.
Lovely,
and
great sponsors.
People.
And of course, what we've got to say is, sponsors support us. Let's support the sponsors.
Absolutely.
So let's go to the Australian and the New Zealand girls. And tonight they're handling merinos supplied by the Patterson family from Ranfield, and Cross Keys are the supplier, and that's Gimson out there on the coast. They're going to be handling 4 merino ewes, 4 long wool fleeces, and wool handlers will be sealed over 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So once the shearers are finished, they've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do the business. They've got to clean the stage, and they've got to make sure that all the wool is in the correct baskets. And there is a countdown of 15 seconds from the time the shearers finish the merinos. We will count them, or the boys in the stadium will count them, 15 seconds, and then out they come with the long wools. So it's going to be hard. So we got the young boy in the back of the window there.
Giving us wave. I better give
He's
him
going to be in the Golden Shears final in about 10 years' time. So he's really starting to good.
Be like Tamati Ellison,
yeah,
singing away.
and look, I've got a guy.
You can have my job. I'll give it to him for free.
Yeah, we've got a guy in England who's celebrating his birthday. He comes to New Zealand every year to shear, and that's Sam Butterfield. And I've been told, wish him happy birthday, Sam. So if you've got anybody that wants to be shouted out here, that's part of our job. So we're going to go back to the stadium and get themselves organised. The wool handlers are Sophie Huff and Mel for the Australians, and the New Zealanders are Cherie and Joel Henare. So they're old hands. They've been at it. They've done it before.
Very
the Aussies
skilled.
is a new team. Sophie Huff has never been here before. Mel has been here quite a few times.
Although both of them, I happened to be involved watching the girls there this morning when they had the open wool handling heats here, and those two Aussie girls acquitted themselves very, very well, Koro. They did a great job. So it's no shoeing, and the other thing, you're onto the merinos. The Aussie girls will be right at home on those merinos. So, it's wide open. We always go over there and struggle when we go over to Australia. Well, they struggle a bit over here, but these girls, I was quite impressed with how they worked today on those crossbreeds.
We had David Brooker, the Australian team manager here, and Jim Murray, the AWI guy in Australia. I don't think he's here, so if he's tuned in, he's taking a lot of interest in the test tonight and also the shearers tomorrow night, because Australia have got lots of sheep. They need lots of training, and they'll be really focused, because I don't think they got a show. I don't think they got a show.
Hey, this is Kiwis talking about Aussies.
No,
and then,
no.
Then you talk to the Aussies.
We're just too good. Kiwis are too good. We've got to be, we can't be myopic, we can't be one-eyed, we've got to support the show, and we wish the Australians and the New Zealanders well, and we're going to go back down to the stadium floor and get themselves ready. I see our chief referee, Joe Hopkirk, walking across there. So Toby, we'll go back down to the stage.
So hold my hand, I'll walk with you, my dear.
The stairs creak as you sleep, is keeping me awake.
It's the house telling you to close your eyes.
Some days I don't know if I am wrong or right.
It's killing me to see you this way. 'Cause though the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies into shore. Some lost, ladies and gentlemen. They are wonderful. Playing songs we know is the best thing about it too, and they are great to groove with.
Feels like a good old barn dance, doesn't it, Timo?
It sure does.
We were sitting down here at some of these tables. Look at the food that's been supplied and some beverages.
Would you like
normally have
some
the best-
salami?
Sorry?
Would you like some salami?
Not just yet, mate. We always have the best seat in the house, but I think tonight we mightn't have. These seats are good down here. Well, plenty of action. We're getting a nod from Alan Precious, as in keep it going, Gerald. Tuma, you have some introductions to do for some Australians.
We do. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a hand as they come up. This is the Australian team. We got Sophie Hoof, we have Mel Morris, and we have Dave Brooker.
And ladies and gentlemen, please have your attention. The flag bearer, the wool handlers are for New Zealand, Joel Henneray, Cherie Alabaster, and their manager, Johnny Fraser.
Please be upstanding, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthems. Cut that out, Roger Hales.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. With golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with heart and hands to make this Commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. nation. With courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strength and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Hey, oh, ah, do, ah, oh, ngai, wi, matura, ata, whaka, rongona, me aroha noa. Ia hua, ko te mai, ki o toto ata whai. Mana ki te amai, o te aloha. God of nations at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God defend our free land. God Pacific triple star, from the bonds of strife and war. Hear our praises heard afar. God defend New Zealand.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If we could have the flag bearers and the managers make their way down the back. Last words to the teams. Last instructions.
Well, we're ready to go, Tuma. CP Wolves, of course, the CP Wolves teams down here. Our major sponsor here. Thank you so much for being friends of the Golden Shears. You will enjoy this event too. Thank you for your support. Right, Tuma, we've got to handle they've got to handle quite a few fleeces. We're going to assist them, especially these black singlets and shirts down this end.
Yeah, that's right, Gerald. I think we've got 4 merinos and 4 crossbred fleeces these wool handlers will handle. We've got a 15-second countdown in between, so not a lot of time for these wool handlers to make sure they've got the merino wool out of the road so there's no cross-contamination. Can we have our shearers to the board? We've got the green lights.
We're about ready to go. The seal time, Tuma, is actually 1 minute 10. We want to put a bit of acid on this. This is the national teams, okay? Seal time at 1 minute 10. I'm getting the nod from over here.
The less the better.
Yes.
Shearers to the board.
I'm going to jiggle round here. You all right, sir?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. New Zealand versus Australia. We've all been here before. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Okay, Gerald, first off we have red eyes. Why do they call them red eyes?
They might have red eyes, or they'll give you red eyes, one of the two. But more to the point, we're going to have some red faces at the end of this event because they are going to be working. They've got lots of bins to fill in, little bits here and there. They've got the table out for the main line. They've chucked the fleeces over that. And that's a big scoring, the point scoring sort of thing. But at the moment, the shearers are just working down the belly, and that'll come free. The shearers put a bit of pressure on them. We want a very, very much like a sheared style atmosphere. Okay, the bellies are free on the Australians down there. The shearers will stick together, and the wool handlers are into it. Cherie Alabaster on the front stand here. Around she goes the belly, getting that fribby stuff, the brisket, the real tight wool, the wool that's not worth much. What are they trying to do? They mightn't get all the glory, these wool handlers, but I tell you what, they're some of the most important people in the shearing shed when it comes to the farmer selling wool. They do value add. They add value to this product. By jolly they do. They must get that crutch wool, Toomer. They can't miss that, eh? That's all bad. If you're a shearer, they yell out, wool away.
Yeah, well,
You
a lot of the
won't miss it.
reason for that, Gerald, is that there's a lot of different lines of wool around the crutch, around the fertiliser works, as we call it. You can have a lot of short wool, you can have stain. And these here, they've all got to go into a different basket. Usually when we're doing full wool, we have 9 baskets. So I'd say that we've probably got 18 here. So these wool handlers have got to keep an eye on what they're up to. There's not to be any cross-contamination of wools for the breeds. But just looking at them, the shearers are working their way around the heads. Around the heads, there's a hollow fibre. They call it a modulated fibre. It does not accept any wool dye. So that's got to come out and go into a different basket. And it's not to touch the fleece wool. If the wool from around the head touches the fleece wool, that's classed as contamination, and these wool handlers get penalised for it, Gerald.
Yeah, we can't have that if they're hitting the body wool here. So this is, most of the stain stuff is in and around the belly and the likes and the legs, as Toomer was saying, where the sheep's been rubbing on a bit of seed head and that, and it gets a wee bit shorter and stained. Not worth a lot, okay? It just really makes farm work socks, basically. That's it. And we're just starting to get lined up now for the first throw. As they're coming down the last side now, some more of this cheek wool. It's got to come off. They've got the joys at the moment of just ticking away quietly as they ride up with these shearers, knowing that there's a whole lot at stake here. They are wearing the silver fern in this case as they're still tidying up. Are all these baskets for show, as in just for the Golden Shears and just for Masterton? No, this is actually what happens at a larger scale in the actual wool shed, in the field. Still 28 million sheep need to be shorn each year in New Zealand. So plenty to be done. Now the key now, we're starting to get a bit of hustle bustle in a minute, Toomer, where they start maybe knocking into each other.
Yeah, well, what will happen is they'll have one person will be delegated to throw the fleece. The other one will place the fleece along the side of the table in a good manner so that the other one can find the leg and pick it up. But here we go, the first fleece about to hit the table.
Righto, we're back here, and this is the wool handling test between New Zealand and Australia. As you can probably figure out, the yellow ones on the right-hand side are the Australian team of Mel Morris and Sophie Huff. And on the left-hand side in the black there, Joel Henare and Cherie Alabaster are the two wool handlers there. These two very, very experienced in the hands of my fellow commentator. He believes the Aussies have got no chance. I'm not quite that parochial. I just hope they beat the hang out of them. But we will see. We saw all of these 4 handling earlier on this afternoon in the open wool handling heats, and they all did pretty well. But this is home territory for these Aussie girls. Mel Morris and thing. You will also notice down there the 2 shearers shearing for that Australian team, father and son, Samson and Tiffany Tafota. Rather unusual to see a father and son up there, but they're great merino shearers. Shearing for the Kiwi team, Stacey Tahuya, who is actually the world record holder on merinos. I'm not quite sure who the other shearer is out of the corner of my eye, but yeah, there you go. They've both had 2 fleeces on the board, flicked them on the thing, just pulling the bellies off that second sheep. There's four merinos. How many of the others we got there, Koro?
4 merinos and 4 long wools. Well, what's happening now at the moment is they're going, this is the second merino for each shearer, so that's obviously they're 4 merinos, and aren't they merinos?
They are.
Look at the wrinkles on them.
They are real wrinkle dinkles.
And this is the wool that's worth, what, $25, maybe $30 a kilogram, and Carfield's primary wools are charged with selling this wool and getting the best price for the Patterson family as they go on to the neck now. Look at this wool, it's just absolutely, the Italians are here, they want to buy this beautiful wool. And Australia don't grow as well a wool as we do here because we've got a wonderful climate.
Fine, yeah.
They have over there, but they put a jacket on them. they house them in a jacket, and that's how they get them.
Isn't that a great shot? Look at that there.
Well, don't get us wrong. Australia is still the best merino producers in the world, and the girls.
It's just the super
are now-
fine. I think it's the super fines that we're slightly better.
They are struggling at the moment. The Aussies are a little bit behind. They are quite a way behind. The Kiwis are just onto their game. This is the second fleece, the 4 merinos, and this is it. But the Aussies, maybe that's a tactic. Maybe the Kiwis have just gone too fast, and maybe they aren't doing the quality that the Aussies are doing.
I don't know. These two for the Kiwis are pretty good. Joel Henare, I think they're both world champions, aren't they? Didn't Joel just win the world championship?
He's the world champion. Cherie has been a team member is in the Worlds, and I think there was one over there in the Welsh country. And we've got the Welsh tuned in tonight. We've got them all tuned in as we're getting ready for the next throw. It's going to be hectic because the shearers can't slow down. They've got to shear together and make it a fair competition. Sophie Huff, she made the world final in Invercargill, and Joel Henare, she did very well. And this is her first time here in Masterton. Look at her prancing like a cougar, a tiger, getting ready. Here he is, Joel Henare. He's got the first. Oh no. Cherie says, I'll put this one on the floor. Joel, you throw it. Let's see how Joel throws this fleece. Oh, the table is too small for the fleece. The huge fleece. The Aussies have made a botch of that one there, Richard.
Absolutely.
A botch of it.
Yeah, it's quite a big heap down that bottom end. You actually got to spread it out. Any wool that goes over the size, an A4 piece of paper, there's a penalty point off that down, a big lot down that side at the front by the board. They made a big mess there as well.
15 seconds is the countdown that's going on now. Now the pressure's coming on it because there's the guys in the pens. There'll be somebody be counting out. Sophie Huff says, come on, Mel Morris. We've got to go. We've got to lift ourselves because here comes the full wool.
Here comes the crossbred.
The full wool. The crossbred full wool is coming onto the table.
No contamination.
Gee whiz, they've got to get this right. Look at this girl. So Mel says, come on, the Kiwis have already got their
Yes, they've got it half.
dispatched.
Oh, no, they've still got one there.
He made a hash of that one too, didn't he, Richard?
Well, they're such big fleeces. Those were big merinos they had there. This will be interesting. Joel there looking to see what's going on. Cherie showing how she can run back and forth. Look how quick those hands go as he picks that off there. I don't know. He might be picking a little bit much. Those hands just, he's not watching and he's going.
He's got to go because the fleece. Oh, the Aussies have still got a fleece on the floor.
Oh, goodness me.
Well,
they're going to have contamination.
In 6s and 7s, the Aussies.
They're going to have a problem, aren't they?
They've got to get that fleece onto the table. They're a problem at the moment. Where she just realises, hey, Mel, we've still got a fleece. Come on, because the other ones, I think they're going to have to put those fleeces. That's not a bad throw, considering that was better
She
than
came
Joel's
up from the
throw.
side. She did all right, yeah. She did a better job of it, actually. As I said, don't count them completely out, but they do look a little bit disorganised. At least the Kiwis have got a clean table to drop on them, but they've got to clean all those. No contamination between the two. Joel's done a great job there to get that cleaned off. Cherie's going like a madman there just to try and get that done. Look at that. She set it up for Henare. They're certainly working well together as a team. Those Aussies there, look at them flicking off. Crikey, here comes these others. What are we going to do? They pop one down.
The Aussies they've picked themselves up. They can't put that fleece on the table because there's wool underneath it. You watch. They're going to do it. Here they go. Oh,
no.
She's thrown one into the buckets.
There
is the pressures. Come on, the Australians.
There was
Where's
a big
this
lot
man
of cross
now?
contamination there. Oh, no, that's not a good shot for the Aussies.
No, well, that's the way it is. This is the
That's
level.
the pressure,
We're at the
yeah.
top of the world here, and this is the class. If you want to compete in the world, you've got to get up to it because this Joel Henare is already rolling the fleece into there. Aotearoa versus Ahutaradia, Australia. I think the Australian girls, I think they're a little bit flustered.
Absolutely. As you say, that young Sam Huff there, or Sophie Huff, I should say, yeah, just that's the little girl with the blonde hair, perhaps a little bit panicked, but Mel Morris, they're not working well together as a team. But yeah, just the pressure, everybody there up in the bright lights. It's getting to them a wee bit. Joel here, Cherie and Joel are working together well as a team. Cherie on the board, Joel on the table.
The shearers are not waiting, they're still piling it on, the wool's coming at them. Carfield's Primary Wools are the major sponsor, and the champion team tonight, it's taking home $1,000 plus the trophy. 4 Merinos and 4 crossbreds, and the Shearers are turning to the last side. The Aussies have come back at them. They've still got, that's not a bad throw.
That's
Mel
a good
Morris,
throw.
where's her mate? She's down on the floor.
Cleaning
She's
up.
cleaning up now. She knows that we've got to get a look, because look at the Kiwis, how organised they are.
Very organised. Yes, I would say there's going to be a good minute in this at the end, or the way they're going. Tiffany Tafara there, the shearer for the Aussies, had a bit of a kicker. There you go, the first one off. She's put it down. That surprised me.
Oh, I thought she should have taken that and put it over the table.
I would have thought so, but Joel there maybe.
Oh, he's a show pony, isn't he?
He does a
He's
great
show
job, all right.
pony. Oh,
Just has the
Aussies
time
have
and experience.
Had another poor throw up there. The throws alone have been in the Kiwis' favour. But look at these guys, they're getting ready. She's saying to her, who's going to? She's going to. Cherie
picking up
Alabaster,
her
the Thai
fleece.
Happy girl, is going to roll up. The Gisborne boy, Joel Henare, puts that one in there. She didn't throw as well as he would have
No,
liked.
it wasn't a great throw.
It was a shocker.
Yeah. But you could see she was struggling when she picked it up, and she wasn't comfortable when she picked it up off the board. But
My word, this is not a great throwing night for the Australians, because they've made a hash of their one as well. Around the top of the table, but Joel Henares rolled the fleece up into the fadge. He goes, he's moved the table up. Where's my broom? He's calling out. He's on the floor. Come on, girls, the Aussies, Sophie and Mel, they've still got a lot to do. Rolling it up into the fleece, but Joel Henare and Cherie Alabaster, look at them, they're down on the floor. They're just sorting the locks from the socks and the second and the first pieces. Everyone's got there. They'll be looking at one another and saying, we've done our time, mate. There
pretty good, well done.
Yes, there they go. A little bit of work onto the table. Now that the time is ticked away, there is a 2 minute and 36. I don't think 2 minutes was up.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Well, we'll have to have a look at the stats, but the Aussies, hey, they've really had the Trans-Tasman.
The penalty points didn't look good.
No.
There we go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we've certainly got the board on it. The time is not there at the moment, so they're obviously very good at the time. But look at that. Give it up for the Australians, folks. Here they are. They're looking at one. They're giving one another in love. Say, oh my goodness. S-H-I-T. Aren't the Kiwis good?
They've killed us. These two down. We've had to have a smoke while we're waiting for them.
Bless their souls. They've done very well. And that's why Australia keep coming back. That's the wool handling, the Carfield's primary wool handling. But I think this time tomorrow night, it's going to be a fantastic event with the Shearers. They're a strong
Shearers
team.
will be
Shannon
the-
Warnest,
All three of those Aussie shearers are great shearers.
Jason Wingfield.
It will be good.
They
Tony Costa, Rolly Smith. I'm not sure who's the third of the Kiwis.
It's Nathan Stratford.
Nathan Stratford.
That's New Zealand's strongest team that's ever
Yeah, they've
been.
had it for a while. Yeah, there's Stratty and Costa are pretty good merino shearers. Not a lot wrong with Rolly either. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, we don't know, the cards may be tipped here tonight, but certainly the New Zealanders looked just in another league.
Very much
They
so.
looked in another league.
Organised, just had everything there. Those Aussie girls just, struggled right from the start, really didn't get it going that flash,
The game plan is down on paper, and it worked out to a T, because they need to have all those ticked off, and everything has got to be in it.
Yeah.
You know, when the belly comes off, there's the top of the brisket, that's the frib
All
wool,
those
that's got to
bits.
be found a basket, and the rest of the belly wool goes in it. The frib's only worth 20 cents. The rest of the belly wool might be worth $2, so they've got to
sort
get
it
that
out.
all sorted out.
I think the blow there with their first crossbred fleece onto the board, and they dropped it into the fine wool fleeces in the baskets. I think that would be fatal. I think that was pretty much a fatal blow
That
for the
could have
Aussie
been
girls.
the telling, and we saw the points.
She threw
there.
it too far, and it just went straight over the top. And that contamination between the two classes of wool, I think that was pretty much a fatal blow. The Kiwi team just had it so much more control than that. Yeah, it was pretty fatal to me.
That was a good test, and I do believe they will be stronger for it. Mel Morris has been here a number of times, with Sophie Huff's young, and is Cherie Alabaster and Joel Henare, are they becoming veterans? And could they be on the,
they're
on the
veterans.
downside?
No, well, they're veterans, but the thing is, there's still a fair bit of life in the old broom looking at those two. You know, they're not quite as weathered and worn as you are, you and I are. So there's still a fair, and I'm sure, would you like to go down there and tell them they're looking on the downhill side?
Oh, I don't mind.
It's not for me.
Yeah. Look, we're going to the stadium now, and there is some presentations. Richard, I know that you have to leave us now because there's an event coming up, and it's called a cycle challenge, Wairarapa Building Society. Each team member to pedal, cycle, and they're going to shear one sheep, and the prize money for their chosen charity is going to be decided with that. And we'll leave you now, and you can vacate to the main stage.
Thank you very much,
It's been
Cora.
a pleasure having you.
Been a pleasure doing it. Thank you very much.
In the studio here this evening, and we wish you well for the rest of the Golden Shears.
Thank you very much, Cora. We'll see you later.
Darkness, she rules her life like a fine skyline when the sky is starlit. Once in a million years, a lady like her rises. Worry ain't any pride, but she's gone in your life knows no answer. Your life knows no answer. Yeah.
to the south in 17 hours. Picking me up over dogwood pounds, and I'm a hoping for a rally. I can see my baby tonight. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. There we go. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Coming from the north, up in New England, I was born to be a singer in an old-time string band. A baby plays guitar, I'm on the banjo now. Well, the North Country wind keeps on getting me now. That's my mind playing poker, so hey, to up and leave. But I hate to turn back, living that old life no more. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, you rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Come on, Carrie. Heading from the south, down to Roanoke. Caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. And he's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on by the sun. I hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. If I die right, at least I will die free. Oh, you rock me like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, you rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now come to the time of the evening where we have a presentation. The first presentation of the evening is the FMG Shearing Quality Awards. I'd like to invite Jane Eschenbach on the stage. And while she's making her way up on the stage, I'd like to acknowledge our dancers there at the music. Well done, congratulations. And that, of course, was Colleen Sharp and friends, and it's Colleen's company, along with her husband Jeremy, that sponsored this evening. So thank you to Still Shop Masterton, and just a note to our other sponsors, next year, if you'd like to sponsor the event, you can get up and dance all you like as well. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the FMG Shearing Quality Awards, Jane Eschenbach, Chief Operating Officer, representing the Chief Operating Officer for FMG.
Hello, my boss would love to know that I've promoted myself to the Chief Operations Officer. I'm actually the North Island Heartland Manager for FMG and based here in the Wairarapa with our fabulous local team and some of our clients here. Just want to congratulate tonight the Golden Shears Committee, the shearers, wool handlers, the wool pressers, plus the 250 volunteers who make it all happen, including our son who's here for the first time as a volunteer. It is a huge logistical process, and I just take my hats off to all of you who can make it happen. Plus, I think we've had a lot to admire tonight with seeing both the quality, the achievement, the excellence, the stamina, and some very fine physiques being manifested up here. I think I can only say that being a woman. Also, just the sheer endurance of what we've seen here. Also very proud to sponsor this as part, obviously, of our rural links with rural achievement. We're also a major sponsor of New Zealand Young Farmers. Great group of people represented here as well, plus Farm Strong, our wellbeing initiative. So tonight, as part of sponsoring our quality awards, we just want to note the hard work, the endurance, plus the safe work practices, which is also an essential part of this industry and sustainability. So thank you to all tonight.
Just like me and my rugby, you need to take time out to perform at your best. Find out what works for you, then lock it in.
The first of our FMG Shearing Quality Awards is for the junior category, with only 3.5 penalty points. Please congratulate from Havelock North, Mark Ferguson. Congratulations, Mark. Now, I had a yarn to you outside. I didn't realise that you were up for an award. I just want the crowd to know that it is quite common for adults to enter the junior phase. Mark did not just beat a bunch of children. So, congratulations, Mark. This is a real achievement. The first time you've entered into the Golden Shears, I understand, and you've come away with quality points. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank everyone involved in this amazing event, and I've sort of hopped onto the sport. I've met an awful lot of humble people, really special people. I'd like to thank the commentators who really bring this wonderful sport alive. I'd like to thank my wife for supporting me, and Cam Ferguson for kicking my ass and, getting me in here. Thank you.
And of course, once a shearer graduates from the junior grade, they then move on to the intermediate grade. The Shearing Quality Award for the intermediate grade with 6.25 penalty points. Put your hands together for Blake Hughes. Congratulations, Blake. You've obviously got a bit of a fan crew. Are they all from your hometown? Have they come down here with you?
Yeah.
So you must be pretty pleased. You know, you've walked away with a Golden Shears prize. That's what shearers strive for.
Yeah, it's pretty good, eh?
Well, congratulations.
Cheers, thanks.
The Senior Grade Shearing Quality Awards with 5.2 penalty points. From Wairarapa, Paul Swan. Congratulations, Paul. You seem a little bit surprised by this.
Oh, I am, yeah. First time here and excellent.
So you'll be coming back then?
I'll be here tomorrow to hopefully carry on with what's happened.
Do you want to say anything to your support crew? I know you've got a few people following you.
No, cheers for coming down and yeah, hopefully tomorrow goes well.
Good on you. Paul Swan, everyone. It's now time for the most competitive of the grades, the open grade. With only 6.6 penalty points, a man that is no stranger to winning these awards. Put your hands together, Tony Costa. Tony will be back tomorrow, so we'll make sure he gets that award. So thank you very much, Jane, and thank you, FMG, for sponsoring the Shearing Quality Awards. I'd now like to invite Andy Bunny to present their next award. Andy is representing the Friends of the Golden Shears, and he has respectfully requested not to speak. So just for your information, the Friends of the Golden Shears is an initiative that has been launched over the last couple of years, and it enables businesses and individuals to support the shears. This event, this magnificent event, runs on the smell of an oily rag, and if it wasn't for the support of sponsors and supporters and Friends of the Golden Shears and our volunteers, it wouldn't happen. So if you'd like to find out more information of Friends of the Golden Shears, please go to goldenshears.co.nz. The Friends of the Golden Shears Quality Awards is for Woolhandling. Each competitor is to receive a carry-on luggage bag donated by Friends of the Golden Shears. For the junior grade, with 72 penalty points, from Ikitahuna, Crystal Bird. Congratulations, Crystal. Now, Andy might be able to get out of speaking, but unfortunately you're a winner at the Golden Shears now, so here's your chance to say something. Congratulations.
Thank you.
She just said thank you, just so you know. They turned the volume up just in case. So you come all the way down from Ikitahuna. You're obviously delighted to be at the Golden Shears. Is this your first time?
Nah, last year as well.
But your first time winning an award?
Yeah.
Congratulations, well done. Can't get away that quick, big guy. There's still 2 more to go. I've never known a more reluctant presenter. The senior grade, with 71 penalty points, from Pahiatua, Sam Tippenair. Congratulations, Sam. I know you don't want to speak, but perhaps you'd like to thank those who supported you.
Yeah, just thanks to everyone. Yep.
That's great, Sam. Well done. Good on you. In the open grade, with only 51 penalty points, he may not be ready, but it's Joel Henare. Congratulations, Joel. That must be one of the quickest showers you've ever had.
Yeah, it was about 5 minutes.
So you've been busy these shares. You're taking part in teams and, of course, the individual as well, which you've won this award. You've just come from a successful World Championship where you were crowned World Champion. It's great to have you here. Congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Joel Henare, everyone. I'd like to invite the President of Golden Shears, Mr. Philip Morrison, to present the next two awards.
Thank you, Kieran. Great to have you here tonight, a fabulous crowd, and great to have our sponsors down here in the tables. Hope you've all enjoyed the evening, but you're coming back tomorrow night just even better.
Thank you, Philip. The first award that Philip will be awarding is the Ian McGregor Trophy, and that is for the Wairarapa shearer with the best shearing quality points in the heats. With 7.33 quality points from right here in Masterton, Ricky Hannah Chase. It's always a bit of a risk with these quality points because, of course, they don't know that they're going to get them, and therefore they may not be here tonight, but we'll ensure that Ricky Hannah gets that award. The next trophy is the Les Field Trophy, and this is for the best quality wool handling points in the heats. Welcome him back on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Joel Henare.
I just want to say I'm honoured and humbled to accept this award, and thank you to everyone and for making it possible.
Congratulations, Joel. The next award is always a crowd favourite, and it's one for the purists. It is the New Zealand Shearing Contractors Association Triathlon. And on behalf of the New Zealand Shearing Contractors Association, I'd like to invite former President of the Golden Shears, Mavis Mullins, to present the award. And just before I hand the mic to Mavis, I'm going to take the opportunity to embarrass her. Just this weekend, Mavis has been inducted into the New Zealand Business Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Mavis. And just in case you didn't hear, she just said, I'm going to get a hiding when I get off the stage. So, there you go. Did you bully your way into the hall? Is that how it worked? Ladies and gentlemen, Mavis Mullins.
Thank you, Kieran. And I did say I'm going to give you a hiding later. Look, on behalf of the New Zealand Shearing Contractors Association, it's always an honour to be able to sponsor the triathlon. This is the elite, really. This is the best of the best, where our competitors test their skills on shearing, wool handling, and wool pressing. And each of those disciplines are pretty challenging in their own right. So again, on behalf of the New Zealand Contractors Association, really pleased and looking forward to the winner.
The New Zealand Shearing Contractors Association Triathlon is awarded to the lowest accumulation of points from shearing, wool handling and wool pressing, with a total of 173.2 points. Please congratulate, from Napier, Ricky Stevens. No, stay there. Now, Ricky, I know how much this means to you. It was only a couple of days ago at the pre-Shears that we were talking about this and how much you were keen to get involved. This must mean the world to you to actually come and win it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shock. Had my first time at this last year and I done pretty bad. But no, it was good to come away with the win. I didn't expect it, but it happened.
For the next few awards, I'd like to invite the CEO of Farmlands, Mr. Peter Reedy, onto the board.
Thanks. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Farmlands has been a sponsor of this event for 17 years, and we're not going anywhere. I'd like to thank and congratulate the volunteers, an amazing effort to put this on. As someone who's been here for the first time tonight, and just to see how it all works, it's incredible, and you're amazing people for putting it on, and what an event. The competitors, incredible. Without competition, we don't get stronger, and seeing the competition tonight, it's amazing to be part of. So once again, thank you from Farmlands.
I'd like to invite the competitors in the women's wool pressing final to please make their way to the stage. The Farmlands and Woolpacks New Zealand women's wool pressing final. First place receives $300 of Farmlands vouchers, and second place receives $200 of Farmlands vouchers. The winner of the Farmlands and Woolpacks New Zealand women's wool pressing had penalty points of 54.2. Second place had penalty points of 104.9. Please congratulate the winner from Ikitahuna, Christine Walland. Congratulations, Christine. I watched that final today over there, and I could see the effort. I could see how much it meant to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, I love it. My boss won't let me press for a season. But I'd like to thank my boys sitting up there, Tyrone and Dali, and this is for Coco Namana. She couldn't be here to defend her title, so I've taken the red ribbon home for us. Thank you.
And please also congratulate from Pongaroa, Carmen Smith. I'd now like to invite the finalist in the pairs wall pressing up to the stand, please. And also, I'd also like to invite Jeremy Sharp from Still Shop. The sponsor of this evening